Colossal. Is this a great big pile of loveliness or a big pile of brown stuff? So Colossal is a movie that was released in 2016 if you're in the US, or if you're in the UK, it was released in May 2017. Not a big budget movie, $15 million, which in the big scheme of things these days is a dilly little budget, especially when you've got a big star like Anne Hathaway in there, who is ably supported by Jason Sudeikis, Austin Stowell and Dan Stevens. Interestingly directed by Nacho Vigalondo as well. Now, if you've seen the trailer for this movie, I tell you right now, the trailer is completely not representative of really what this movie's about. Now, I looked on IMDb, and IMDb says that this is an action comedy drama. Is it my backside? This is a drama with like 2 or 3 bits of comedy. The 2 or 3 bits of comedy are quite amusing for the very, very short bit of time that they're actually on the screen. This is much more gritty. I mean, yes, there is a bit of fantasy, but for a start, let's just set the scene. This is a film with Anne Hathaway. She's got big problems with alcohol. She's totally down on her luck. She hasn't got a job. Her relationship's gone down the toilet. And it's that kind of, she's hit rock bottom, and she's got to sort of work out who she is, what her problems are. She goes back to her hometown to try and rebuild herself, or just get her life back together again, or just pick up the pieces, and because she hasn't got anywhere else to go. And a lot of this film is about that journey, that learning who she is, where she's gone wrong, and just trying to find herself, which is fine. That's all great. However, you've got that gritty plus interesting characters who are well acted, and the interactions are good. But on top of that, you also have a 300-foot tall monster in downtown Seoul in Korea. And that monster part is linked to Anne Hathaway, as you might have seen in the trailer. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, hold on a second, how do you get a gritty drama about a woman who's down on her luck and battling these demons in her head, facing, and then marry that up with some gigantic monster movie like Con? That's where the problem starts, because the gritty drama bit and that sort of self-discovery part, yeah, that's well acted and it's well portrayed, and you get that's that part of the film. But then when you go to a kind of Godzilla, King Kong type stuff, it's a bit jarring, to be frank. And the film wants you to marry up these two aspects, these two parts. And part of you says, well, hold on, is this a funny movie? Because there's only been a couple of jokes. And then part of you thinks, well, hold on, is it like a fantasy movie? Because we've got a 300-foot tall monster. And then you're trying to think, well, hold on, is it trying to be compassionate? Is it trying to do this? And when you're sitting there trying to work out what the movie wants to be, you're no longer immersed in the story. And because those parts don't really go together, in the same way that you wouldn't normally put ice cream on a pizza, and lots of other things I was trying to think before I started recording this, it doesn't go. It doesn't really go really well. If you'd done a dramatic kind of, you know, woman hits rock bottom, rebuilds herself, some of the men in her lives are complete schmucks, you'd be like, yeah, but when there's a 300-foot monster and, oh, yeah, to me, it was conflicted, it was a bit confusing. The actors were doing a great job, the setting looked great, the monsters were fine, all of that was good. It just, the two styles, the two aspects, they just never gelled. And so you kind of flicked from one to the other and it just felt confused. So would I recommend it? No, not really. If you want to watch a good drama, a good gritty type of movie, there are movies that won't take you out of that and will take you on that journey of self-discovery. And if you want to watch a good monster movie, then watch a King Kong movie or watch Godzilla. Trying to marry these two, it's not awesome. It's really, really not. It's not terrible. I mean, it's a three-star movie. Yeah, I mean, it does some bits quite well. The character development is good, and you know there are some sort of minor twists, and you get the revelation that she goes through. But on the whole, yeah, it's a bit meh. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next film review.